Hello, hybrid world and video conferencing users. It's been a wild, last few years, but we're here to wrap up the year and talk about next year. I'm here with my good friend Charles from MAXHUB. Charles, can you please introduce yourself and MAXHUB to some of our new viewers?
Yeah, more than happy to. Charlie Montoya, Director of Sales and Marketing for MAXHUB USA. Just a quick overview. MAXHUB is one of the leaders in DV/LED, IFP, and UC collaboration. So it really comes down to where we try and make sure that we can have a display size for every room possible for people.
Great. So you've been on the ground, you've been dealing with customers, you've been seeing people trying to figure out the new hybrid, people sometimes at home, sometimes at the office, trying to connect. Any big trends or big things that we can take away from 2022?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think what I've been seeing in 2022 is a continued focus on the huddle space, small conference room space, right?
Absolutely.
Because people understand you have fewer people in a conference call, 2, 3, 4 people in a room. So for us, what we saw is that people wanted more all-in-one systems, but the all-in-one systems of today are really more of that video bar.
Yeah.
Well, how do you kind of expand that, right? So at MAXHUB, we actually launched a full line of all-in-one IFPs that give you the camera, the speaker, the microphone, the PC module, and the display all with one SKU to really help simplify the overall, experience for those huddle rooms and small conference rooms. They've been too complex, right? I mean, David, I've been doing this 22 years, and it's hard to build a huddle room in a small conference room as it is those large conference rooms, right? And I think people are looking for a change with that, and I think it's going to continue, through the future. Huddle rooms and small conference rooms are definitely the go-to for offices today. Really utilize as much space as possible. And I think continuing to make that an easy workplace environment is what we're all trying to accomplish.
Yeah, it's the evolution we've been seeing. To be fair, it's gotten a lot better than it was from the old days with those old video conferencing codecs, but it's still complicated, and we keep getting easier and easier and easier. 3 or 4 years ago, we were talking about huddle room bundles. Oh, it's so wonderful. You get one box, and in that box, you have your speaker and your microphone and your camera and your mini PC, but it's all in one box, but it's still a lot of different pieces to put together. And like you said, what's been hot on the market now, trying to get it simpler and simpler, are these video bars, because, hey, the video and the audio is all in the bar, but is it really all in one? Because you still need a monitor. And so for our less technical people, when you said IFP, interactive flat panel. So what we're talking about is when I first saw video conferencing as a little kid, I was watching the Jetsons, and I didn't see a camera, I didn't see a speaker, I didn't see a microphone, I didn't see a codec. I saw a screen, and the screen did everything. And that's kind of, is that where we're going with IFPs?
I think you are. I think it's going to continue to grow and grow. And I will tell you, I think for me, when I talk to headquarters, when I talk to our engineers, when I talk to a lot of people in the industry, it really is about simplifying products, right? How do I make the purchasing process simpler? How do I make the installation process simpler? How do I make the management of it simpler, right? And I would also say, how do I make things work with each other? Right? I think a lot of people talk about ecosystems, but they're really not ecosystems. I continue to say, if I look at a true ecosystem today, it's what I just bought myself a couple of days ago. And once again, I'm an older guy, so I don't buy a lot of headsets. But I went out and bought me a Beats headset for my iPhone. All I did was open it up. It automatically synced to my phone, right? Why can't video conferencing be that way? Why can't we have it to where, hey, I got an all-in-one IFP. I'm going to bring a new camera to it. I'm going to bring a podium to it. I'm going to bring a DV/LED to it. I'm going to tie it into other components in the room and just be able to connect seamlessly. That's what we all want. That's the future of the technology. When you make it so simple that people don't have to think about it or go, oh man, how are we going to do this call today? That's when video is really taking over. That's when you'll see us really be at our peak for the industry.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that, a part of what Let's Do Video, my company, does is help people figure this stuff out and put it together, because it's hard and they need consultants, they need experts. And ideally, I would be very, very happy if you guys put me out of that part of my business. If no one needed me to help them, I could make more fun videos. I love making these videos. So I want to make more fun videos and help get the word out. But people still need this consulting help, saying, I want to design these huddle rooms, which equipment, how do they connect? How do they connect to my services? And yeah, it's definitely still an issue. And the less devices, the more everything's integrated, the more we can simplify it. So yeah, I've been a big fan of the movement from kits to video bars, and I'm definitely a fan of the movement from video bars to IFPs. If we can get them to where it's intuitive and people just can hey, there's my meeting, click, I'm in. That's the future.
I think for IFPs, I think IFPs have gotten a bad rap over the years, right? Because IFPs were always thought about, it's an interactive flat panel, it's a whiteboard, and people put the whiteboard as being the main component of it. It's really not, right? Really what the IFP, the all-in-one IFPs with the cameras, the speakers, microphones, everybody being built inside of it, they're really a communication device. The whiteboarding is secondary, right? We got these all over our offices, and I will tell you, 90% of the time we use them for video conferencing. 10% of the time we use them for actually whiteboarding, right? We're still having our simple call. It's because we can install them easily. We can use them very easily. The tables are completely clean. We don't have any wires or mess on the table, which is what everybody wants today, right? Well, heck, if I want that today, I got to core the floor out. I got to run cables everywhere. It's pain. So yeah, I think it definitely is a lot of work. So David, I personally hope that I don't put you out of business anytime soon, because I'm totally digging on the dancing Santa Clauses, right?
Yeah,
so
right?
coming out with those and doing the motor, those would be great too. But
I'm learning some moves.
I wish I could dance like that. The whole Wednesday TV show came back out, and I said, honey, I'm Lurch from the 50s. That's my dance move. Okay, I ain't doing it. It doesn't work for me. So.
Oh, that's funny. But, back to the interactive flat panels, you made a really good point. I think a lot of people have the wrong impression from the bad old days. And it's not, I don't want to, talk bad about anyone, but those old smart boards, they were brilliant. They were amazing, but they really did us more harm than good, because if you remember, we'd see them in a demo, and the person who did the demo would be amazing at it. If you put 5 fingers here and twist it this way and go down a half an inch and to the left a half an inch, this pops up, and they were doing magic stuff, but it took months and months of learning, and people would buy them for their offices, and no one would use them because no one figured out how to do all the stuff. No one figured out all the secret hand movements, and they were very, very expensive, very, very expensive mistakes in a lot of offices. No one used them. And I think people still think, oh, interactive flat panels with all the widgets and the budget. And I think people need to learn, as you explain, no, yeah, okay, it has the whiteboarding stuff, but it's really a video conferencing system. That's what it's a huddle room system.
And David, if you think about it, that's video conferencing, right? That's how video conferencing started. Remember back in the days, I'm old enough to remember ISDN lines, right? And you get the Polycom system, the little circles will pop up on the screen. They were complex. People couldn't use them. They couldn't figure out. So they were only used by the elite companies that needed to talk back and forth, and they didn't want to spend money on a jet, right? Now every person uses it because they're simple, they're easy, right? The conference call is very simple to do and schedule and set up. IFPs can be the exact same thing, right? They are the best of both worlds. They give you the ability to have a simplified communication platform, as well as making data sharing easy and being able to annotate on it. Yes, we got all those feature sets. Yes, you can turn things around, spin it 360 degrees, flip it up and down, make your letters look great. But you know what? 95% of people don't want that.
They want to make Zoom calls and Microsoft Teams calls.
They want to make a Zoom call. They want to make a team call. They want to show their PowerPoint presentation and be able to annotate and save it. Great.
Yeah, just the basics.
Do the basics. Do the basics perfectly, and you're going to have a great product, right? And I think for MAXHUB, we do the basic things perfectly, and we do a lot of the extra stuff extremely well as well. But we don't try and focus on all that piece of it, because that's not what the customers are really in need for.
No one's asking for that. I mean, they want the basics, but no one's asking for the stuff that we thought was cool 10 years ago when the smartboards first came out. We really loved that stuff, but it just wasn't right. One quick story. You mentioned ISDN. Just a little joke. When I first came into the industry about 15 to 20 years ago, we were shifting from ISDN to the internet. And I'm like, well, of course we want to do our calls on the internet. Everyone has internet. No one, what is this I was asking the more experienced analysts, is it okay if I don't learn? I'm very confused by this ISDN. Do I need to learn how to work with it? They said, David, ISDN stands for it still does nothing. Don't worry about it. We're happy to get rid of it. You don't have to get good at ISDN. It really was a nightmare back in the days. And it was okay because, like you said, it was very, very rich companies wanting their CEO to not travel. They'll pay $100,000 to get a video call to work. It's worth it. But now, especially after the pandemic, everyone needs to be able to do video. It can't be complicated. It can't even be a little complicated. It has to be literally as easy as a phone call, and not just for your phone app, for meeting rooms. That's the part where we're not quite there yet. Is we're hybrid now. You know, half the people in the meeting room, half the people at home. These meeting room systems have to be so easy to use because everyone needs to use them now.
And I think, look, I will say this. I think a lot of companies, and I give them a lot of credit. I think they're trying to bring that experience, and Microsoft is doing it as well. They're trying to bring that experience of being at home and working from home and having my video equity in place of being a big part of it, right? And I think the great part for us is everything that we're building on is based on a Windows platform. And you notice Zoom had a lot of great announcements at Zoomtopia, right? They're all doing it off the Windows-based platform. So those are a lot of things that you're going to see us start to come out with 2023 to continue to build and drive on that Zoom Room partnership that we have to bring their products to fruition, right? I love the idea that hey, I can have an IFP that has a built-in camera, but I can have 2 or 3 other cameras in the room as well that will be able to pick everything up. Everybody will have their own space on the monitor. Everybody will be able to be seen equally, right? Those are great ideas that we're definitely working hand in hand with them to make sure that our hardware can support it as much as possible. So we're excited about it. I think 2023 is going to be exciting. I love 2022. I think we launched a lot of great products. We had a lot of good stuff come out. 2023, you're going to see a lot of eye-opening. You're going to see a lot of products come out. They're going to be really eye-opening for us all, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, that feature you mentioned in particular, I'm really excited about it. And it's I think the industry deserves a lot of credit for it because it's something that Zoom can't do by itself and the camera vendors can't do that by itself. It has to be with partnerships. And what you were talking about is part of the whole meeting equity thing. You know, when you're at home, you're framed nicely and big, and when you're in a meeting room, you're tiny in the corner. With more cameras, we could point the cameras at different people, and when they talk, or there's a lot of different ways to do it. But we could make it so that even if you're in a meeting room, you're nice and full sized. You have a camera on you. But that has to have the cameras pointing in the right direction, and then Zoom has to take that information to know which camera to put in which Zoom window. So it's really complicated, and it's the kind of thing that I can see the industry saying, that's just too much for us, we're not going to do it. But everyone's digging in and making it work because this is our new reality. This is the way we're working. So that leads into my final question, which we were just getting into, which is, it seems like we're on the right track in a lot of ways. Is 2023? I mean, I'm very excited. Is there you know, any thoughts for what's coming up for 2023 other than continuing to get this right?
Well, I think for us, there's definitely a lot of things that are coming in, right? We're going to continue to grow and build on our all-in-one IFP platform, but we also understand that there's a growing demand for different size monitors out there, right? Different configurations of monitors that are in the market. So you're going to see a lot of announcements come from us both at ISE, Enterprise Connect, Infocom, and Zoomtopia that are going to be a lot in line with that, right? Our goal is to make sure that customers that are looking at MAXHUB can understand that whatever type, size, shape, design of collaboration bars that they want, of monitors that they want, displays that they want, that we'll be able to support them, right? I think that's the one part that we really kind of pride ourselves on. We're one of the few companies that can provide monitors for a huddle room, as well as outdoor DV LEDs, as well as 220-inch DV LEDs, right?
They're all needed. They're all needed these days. Yeah.
And I think that was the interesting part when I came to MAXHUB, is that I didn't realize how large of an industry and how large of a demand it is for those larger size displays and where they really do play a part of it. And I think for MAXHUB, it's for us making sure that if a customer has a huddle room space, they can have one of our products. If they have they need a 220-inch custom DV LED, they can have one of our products. But they're all going to work very seamlessly with one another. They're all going to be able to integrate with one another. You know, one thing we keep on hearing about is the 21x9, and you're going to see a lot coming from us on that. But how do we integrate the IFP into those, right? How do we start pairing to those together? Right? How do we really start making sure that it's not just a monitor, but it can do so much more for you? I think that's what you're going to see MAXHUB really drive towards in 2023 and beyond.
It's going to be a fun year, and all of those announcements will be covered here at Let's Do Video. I got your number. I'm going to be. I'm going to be. When's the next announcement? You got to let me know. You got to let my viewers know.
And look, David, you know me. I don't work for the FBI or the CIA for a reason. my life. I just can't. I just can't. Right. So call me up. I'll tell you all everything that's going on.
Awesome. Well, we'll be sure to have you back. It was so great to see you. Have a great holidays. And to all our viewers, check out MAXHUB and keep an eye on MAXHUB. It's not just what they're doing today. I think it's what they're going to be doing. That's pretty exciting. So keep an eye on MAXHUB and please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Take care, everybody.